Hey everyone, and welcome back to Finspired, the place for your inspiration in finance. Let's talk about something extremely controversial today. That's not only about how we invest our money, but also about how we invest our values, our hopes for the future, and our vision for a better world. This is how to invest ethically. But let me ask you this: what does it mean to invest? When you think of investing, what comes to your mind first? For many, it's about financial growth, securing a future, or perhaps for the more adventurous of us, it's about the thrill of the stock market. But what if we flipped that narrative? What if investing wasn't about growing our wealth, but about growing our impact on the world? What if it was about aligning our financial decisions with the kind of world we want to live in? In today's globalized world, money flows like water, shaping the landscape around us. But where is it flowing, and more importantly, what is it nurturing? As investors, we have more power than we often realize. We can choose to support industries that promote sustainability, equality, and positive change, or we can unknowingly fuel those that harm our planet and society. The question is, how do you make a decision between these two? Now, ethical investing, or socially responsible investing, as it's often called, isn't without its own controversies. Some argue that ethical investing limits financial returns, and they are right. The logic is simple: by excluding certain industries or companies, you reduce the pool of potential investments, possibly missing out on high returns. But is that the full picture, or is there a deeper value in aligning our money with our morals? Let's think about that for a second. Consider this: what's the true cost of investing in a company that's highly profitable but contributes to environment destruction? Yes, your bank account might grow a lot, but what about the world outside your window? You don't care? Conversely, what's the reward for investing in a company that might offer modest returns but is pioneering renewable energy or fair trade practices? Philosophers have long debated the balance between self-interest and altruism. Adam Smith, for example, often considered the father of modern economics, believed that pursuing our own interests can inadvertently benefit society, the invisible hand as he called it. But what if we turned the hand into something more deliberate? What if we consciously used our investments to create the world we want to see? Let's talk about the practical side of this philosophy. There are various approaches to ethical investing, each with its own strategies and implications. First, there's negative screening. This is where you actively avoiding investing in companies or industries that conflict with your values. For instance, you might choose not to invest in fossil fuels, tobacco, or weapons manufacturing. This approach is clear-cut, but it's not without its challenges. By avoiding certain sectors, you might miss out on extremely high returns. Or you can find that companies you are invested in still have their own ethical issues. Then there is positive screening, where you seek out companies that are leaders in environmental, social, and governance, which stands for ESG factors. These might be companies that prioritize sustainability, have fair labor practices, or even demonstrate strong corporate governance. The idea here is to support businesses that are making a positive impact on the world. But again, this isn't always straightforward. How do you even measure a company's true impact? Are they genuinely committed to these values, or are they just engaging in greenwashing, which means they are just portraying themselves as more ethical than they really are? And here is where it gets even more complex. What if your ethical stance isn't about which companies to support, but how you engage with them? Some investors believe in shareholder activism, buying shares in a company specifically to influence its practices from within. Imagine the power of a collective voice pushing a company towards greater sustainability or better labor conditions. It's a long-term strategy, often requiring patience and persistence, but it can lead to profound change. Let's consider the most controversial example, the debate over fossil fuels. Some argue that we should completely divest from fossil fuels company, sending a clear message that we won't support industries contributing to climate change. But what is climate change and how these companies contribute to it? You can already see it's extremely complex. But others suggested that divestment might be too simplistic. What if instead we invested in these companies and used our power as shareholders to push for a transition to renewable energy? Is it better to abandon the ship or try to steer it in a new direction? That is the question. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Where do you stand? Is divestment the answer or is engagement the way forward? And what does this debate tell us about the broader challenges of ethical investing? Ultimately, ethical investing is about more than just returns. It's about using our financial resources in a way that reflects our values. It's about realizing that every dollar we invest is a vote for the kind of world we want to live in. And it's about understanding that ethical investing isn't just a financial decision, it's the moral one. So as we wrap up today's discussion, I want to challenge you to reflect on your own investments, whether they are in stock market, in your community, or even in your daily choices. Ask yourself this question: are they aligned with your values? And if not, what steps can you take to bring them closer to the kind of impact you want to have? And remember, ethical investing isn't about being perfect. There's no such thing as perfect investor. It's about being conscious. It's about making choices that resonate with who you are and what you believe in. And it's about understanding that together our small decisions can lead to big changes. I hope this conversation sparked some new ideas and perhaps even inspired you to look at your investments and your impact a little differently. Thank you for joining me today, and if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Don't forget to share your thoughts or questions in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.